and we were basically waiting for the county to do the drain, thinking, so where are they with that? You still don't know?
You know what, it's a horrible idea. Because you could get any answer you want from different, on the same topic in different areas.
It's just frustrating, because all the other swales in the development look fine. They don't have a problem with any of the other ones that I know of.
Something like the under drain, I know there was some crack, like, outlet structure stuff that he had suggestions on. But I'll find that email and I'll forward it.
Yeah, okay, that'd be great.
Okay.
Great,
He had
thanks.
it in his hand. He actually was super thorough.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. The North Ridgeville City Council meeting is now in session. Today is Monday, June 2nd, 2025. Please rise for the invocation and the Pledge of Allegiance. Father, we thank you for the opportunity to gather together, and we ask you for your guidance through this meeting this evening. We thank you for the gifts of mutual respect and insights into the common concerns that we all share. We thank you for helping us to accomplish our work this day, and we pray these things in your name. Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Clerk, please call the roll.
Swink.
Here.
Schaefer.
Here.
Abens.
Here.
Winkle.
Here.
Awig.
Here.
DeVries.
Here.
Jacobs.
Here.
Mr. Mayor.
Here.
Law Director.
Here.
City Engineer.
Here.
Finance Director.
Here.
Clerk of Council. Here.
Okay, tonight we have the regular city council meeting minutes dated May 19th, 2025. Are there any changes or corrections to the minutes? Okay, hearing none, the minutes stand approved as submitted. And please note that council has also received the Parks and Recreation Commission meeting minutes dated April 23rd, 2025, and the Planning Commission meeting minutes dated May 13th, 2025. That'll bring us to our lobby session. For those who may not be familiar, our lobby session is the portion of our meeting in which the public is allowed an opportunity to address both city council as well as the city administration. Any audience members wishing to speak this evening, we do ask that you speak from the podium, and from the podium only, please. I will ask you to begin by stating your name and your address for the record, at which time you will be allowed up to 3 minutes to speak regarding matters pertaining to the business of city council or the general affairs of the city of North Ridgeville. Also, as a reminder, in the interest of time, the lobby session is not intended to be an interactive question and answer session, but nonetheless, we do welcome and appreciate your comments, and depending on the nature of your comments, a council member may follow up with you. At this time, I will open the lobby session. I do have one written submission, which I would like to take first, and that is Mr. Alan Friedner. Mr. Friedner, again, if you could please state your name and address for the record, and at that time, your 3 minutes will begin.
Alan Friedner, 37188 Shady Drive, North Ridgeville. My question is about Medina Supply, the hill that they have out there. I'm sure it's past the permit height-wise. I'd like to find out about that. Council or somebody from the building. About 2 months ago, I went to the building department and asked them, and they said they would look into it. I haven't heard anything back from that yet. So I'd like council to look into it and let us know, because it's way too high in my opinion. And it's noisy.
Okay.
So, any questions for me?
I don't think so, not at this time. We'll see if we can get you that answer, though. Okay.
Thank you.
Is there anybody else in attendance this evening who wishes to address council? Okay, seeing none, the lobby session is closed. We'll move on to administrators' reports. Mr. Mayor.
Thank you,
Mr. President, Mr. Friedner, that issue is in front of the law department right now, so you could talk to the law director about that. I'd like to just make a couple of comments before I move on to some of our regular report information. There was an article recently that had some information in it that I just wanted to point out a couple of things. We're all aware that North Ridgeville has grown a tremendous amount since 2000. That's very apparent. On the positive side, our growth is a testament to the city's appeal and quality of life that we offer. We have excellent safety and public services, quality parks and recreation programs, and good schools. Some of that appeal is also the lower cost of living here, and that is a reflection of our lowest tax rate in any comparable community in Northeast Ohio. Our growth pains are real, and we talk about them all the time, but we do not and should not expect that the mentality of the sky is falling is the way things are. We certainly have lots of conversations about the city and where it's going in the future. And part of that was our Ridgeville Ready Master Plan process, where we're working on many of different ideas, including updating zoning and subdivision regulations to better guide growth and improve the type and quality of development. We're looking to preserve and acquire land for employment uses, including the industrial park property that we bought in the town center. We're making infrastructure improvements that promote economic development, like the Cypress Avenue extension that is out to bid right now. We're reinvesting in existing neighborhoods with the flood control project over in the Boulder Drive area, sanitary sewer master plan, upcoming water lines in the Oranson Knoll Beam area. And when we're talking about safety, I know we should always be concerned about safety, but the city has been named recently the 13th safest city in Ohio. As far as safety is concerned, we're a very safe community. And, I know that there are some thoughts contrary to that, but the statistics will tell you that we are safe. We've made a tremendous amount of investments in safety, including opening up the new police station last year, renovating Fire Station 2. We bought 2 new ambulances recently. We have purchased 5 new police cars recently. We've had funding for the Race Road overpass obtained, and one of the key components to that was reducing the response time for our safety forces. And that is obviously an important component to that piece, and will achieve some of our goals of reducing response times to the west side. So I just wanted to point that out because there's a lot of positive that's going on in the city. I know certain people tend to ignore the positive, but it is happening. And I just wanted to remind you of those. Starting today, our building, engineering, and planning and development people all moved over to the east end of the building. So they are in the former police department, and so if you're looking for them, that's where they're at, and they all seem to be very happy with their space over there. We are moving forward with our water meter replacement project. Right now, account number is beginning with 0112 and 0113. Should have received their letters to schedule their appointments to have their meters replaced. And we have just had the registration for the citywide garage sale days that wrapped up with the Visitors Bureau. You can still hold a garage sale during that time, but you can't participate in that sale, but you can stop by the mayor's office and get a permit for your own garage sale during that time. But just please be aware, between June 4th and June 7th, there will be lots of traffic going around to about 125 or 150 locations that are taking part in that sale. Moving on to North Ridgeville Heart and Soul, there's a breakfast and presentation to learn how they work with the community to improve health and wellness in North Ridgeville. The event is at LCC's Ridge campus at 8:30 a.m. on June 4th, which is on Wednesday morning. It's free to attend, but you need to register for the event. Visit the city's website or nrheartandsoul.com to register. They're also doing a citywide scavenger hunt and a walk with the mayor. So that is a month-long scavenger hunt, begins on June 7th, ends on June 28th. Registration is now open. Visit their website for more information on how to register. There's no cost to participate, and there are gift card prizes. Residents of all ages and abilities are encouraged to join with a team of up to 5 players. And they are having a walk with me on Thursday, June 26th. We'll meet over at Pavilion 1 at South Central Park at 6 p.m. And if anybody wants to participate, stop on by. Also, this week on Saturday, we have the Touch-A-Truck event, which is always a popular event. The Park and Recreation Department hosts that event from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at Shady Drive. It's a free event, and kids get to climb over all sorts of big trucks and emergency vehicles. So it's a great turnout. The first 2 hours of this event, they've started this several years ago. It's sensory friendly, so there are no sirens at that time. But that is also a popular change. We have our summer concert series that begins on Sunday, the 8th, from 6 to 8 p.m. over at the South Central Park gazebo. The band is the Spasmatics, so stop on by for that great event. There'll be some food trucks that'll be joining that event, so something new for this year. The police department is partnering with the VFW and Fifth Third Bank to present Protecting Yourself from Identity Theft and Recognizing Consumer Scams on Tuesday, June 10th at 6:30 p.m. at VFW Post 9871. It's free to attend, and food and beverages will be available for purchase. We've had a lot of problems with consumer scams in the city over the last several years. It is a significant problem, and so I encourage anybody to attend that so they can get the information that might be able to help them in the future. And we have tickets on sale now for the Freedom Festival and Fireworks show that is done in conjunction with Victory Park. That event is taking place on Thursday, July 3rd. You can go on our website for more information, and you can purchase your tickets from Victory Park's website. And remember, there are proceeds of the event go to benefit several different organizations, including Community Care. That event last year was able to raise $6,960 that went to Community Care. So we're hoping that the turnout is even better this year and they can get even more money. And that concludes my report.
Okay, Mr. Mayor, thank you. City Engineer.
Thank you, Mr. President. I just want to take a moment to also express my gratitude for Council's approval of appropriations for our new office space. I'm really appreciative, and I just think it's a better layout for my team. It's more effective, more efficient for communication and work. So, thank you. The full-depth concrete pavement replacement project is currently out to bid. If the bids come in as estimated, we should be able to address replacement sections on at least 15 roadways. The expected roadway list and the corresponding exhibits can be found on the North Ridgeville website. Residents abutting the project limits will be notified by letter after the contract is awarded and the construction schedule is approved. Engineering has advertised for RFQs for the design and improvement plans for both the Sugar Ridge Rehabilitation and the Sugar Ridge and Bender Road Roundabout. Consultants can find more information on the North Ridgeville website. Engineering has before you tonight ordinance 2025-83. This ordinance has to do with the storm sewer drainage that collects the outfall from one of Hampton's stormwater management ponds and some of the right-of-way as well along State Route 83, and then proceeds through a piping system on Mr. Codis's property at 5791 Avon Belden. Mr. Codis has been requesting the city to fix this situation for some time. The drain tile on his property was inundated with this additional drainage, and it's not sized appropriately for this drainage, nor was there ever an easement established in this system. Some of you already may be familiar with the situation. I brought it up at the Drainage Board meeting for a while now. So we're happy to have an agreement with Dries Homes after they had purchased the Baldoff Farm property. This became a perfect opportunity for us to obtain a stormwater easement along their southern property line. This will allow us to build a new storm sewer from State Route 83, outletting to French Creek, rerouting the drainage around Mr. Cotis's property. Because the existing drainage tile also bisected the Baldoff Farm, Dries Homes then became responsible also to participate in rerouting this drainage. It was agreed upon with Dries Homes that they would provide us the easement and would pay for the cost to reroute the existing sewer, but North Ridgeville, because of the drainage that we want to reroute in future phases, we've decided to upsize it to a 36-inch. So North Ridgeville will pay for the upsize as well as the extension from the connection at Mr. Cotis's property west to State Route 83. The total construction cost is expected to be about $130,000, with North Ridgeville's share at approximately $90,000. Once the project is complete, Public Works has agreed to replace, will reevaluate and determine if they can do the work themselves on Mr. Cotis's property, because some time ago we had disconnected him to alleviate some of his flooding and have never reconnected it to a new storm sewer system. So that's kind of what I envision as a phase 2 of the situation. So this ordinance before you tonight is for the agreement to enter, for North Ridgeville to enter into an agreement with Dries Homes. And that concludes my report. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Director of Finance?
I have nothing tonight, thank you.
Okay. Please note that council has received the April 2025 Parks and Recreation Division report, as well as the April 2025 Police Department report. And on behalf of council, I do thank the department heads for providing council with those reports, both verbal this evening at our meeting as well as in written form. And that should bring us, I believe, to recess.
Mr. President, move to dispense with recess.
Second?
The motion was made by Winkle and seconded by Awig to dispense with recess this evening. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say yes.
Yes.
Yes. All opposed say no. Okay, we'll move on to first readings. Up first this evening, we have 2025-82.
An ordinance amending subsection B1 of NRCO, section 452.03, prohibited standing or parking places.
Uh, 2025-83.
An ordinance authorizing the mayor to enter into agreement with the Dries Company to perform drainage improvements to benefit the State Route 83 right-of-way and the abutting residents in the area south of crossings at French Creek.
Mr. President,
Mr. Mayor?
move to dispense with the second and third readings.
Second.
It was moved by the mayor and seconded by Winkle to dispense with the second and third readings for 2025-83. Are there any questions or comments? Hearing none, all in favor say yes.
Yes.
Yes. All opposed say no.
Mr. President, move to adopt.
Second.
Mr. President, move to add the emergency clause for the reasons stated by the city engineer.
Second.
It was moved by the mayor and seconded by Winkle to add the emergency clause to 2025-83 for the reasons stated just a moment ago by the city engineer. On the emergency clause, all in favor say yes.
Yes.
All opposed say no. It was then moved by the mayor and seconded by Winkle to adopt 2025-83 with the emergency clause in place. Are there any comments or questions at this time? Hearing none, clerk, please call the roll.
Swink.
Yes.
Schaefer.
Yes.
Abens.
Yes.
Winkle.
Yes.
Awig.
Yes.
DeVries.
Yes.
Jacobs.
Yes.
Motion carries and 2025-83 has been adopted.
2025-84.
An ordinance imposing a moratorium on the granting of permits and on the acceptance of planning commission or new business applications for smoke shops in the city of North Ridgeville for a period not to exceed 180 days from the effective date of this ordinance,
in order to allow the Planning Commission and Council to consider possible changes to use regulations in the City of North Ridgeville zoning code.
Mr. President,
Yes, Mr. Mayor.
move to dispense with the second and third readings.
Second?
The motion was made by the mayor and seconded by Awig to dispense with the second and third readings for 2025-84. Are there any comments or questions?
Mr. President, I
Mayor.
mentioned earlier that we're taking a look at our zoning codes, and we started that process several months ago. There is a specific desire to put a moratorium on smoke shops until we can review the zoning codes that allow for these businesses to be located in the city. And so that's why we're asking for this to be passed, and I'll ask for the emergency to do so as well.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Mayor. Is there any other discussion, any other questions or comments?
For the chair,
So get, Mr. Schaefer?
does this ordinance address the number of smoke shops the way we address the number of car washes?
That's what a future change of the zoning code would address. In the meantime, we don't want any to open while we're reviewing that code.
Any additional comments or questions? Again, the motion was made by the mayor and seconded by Awig to dispense with the second and third readings for 2025-84. All in favor say yes.
Yes.
All opposed say no.
Mr. President, move to adopt.
Second?
Mr. President, move to add the emergency clause so we can put this moratorium in place immediately.
Second?
The motion was made by the mayor and seconded by Awig to add the emergency clause to 2025-84 for the reasons stated by the mayor. On the emergency clause alone, all in favor say yes.
Yes.
All opposed say no. It was moved by the mayor and seconded by Awig to adopt 2025-84 with the emergency clause in place. Are there any comments or questions? Hearing none, clerk, please call the roll.
Swink,
Yes.
Schaefer. Yes. Abens,
Yes.
Winkle,
Yes.
Awig,
Yes.
DeVries,
Yes.
Jacobs.
Yes.
Motion carries and 2025-84 has been adopted.
2025-85.
An ordinance approving the sale of certain personal property owned by the city of North Ridgeville pursuant to ORC Section 721.15D.
Mr. President,
Yes, Mr. Mayor.
move to dispense with the second and third readings.
Second.
The motion was made by the mayor and seconded by Winkle to dispense with the second and third readings for 2025-85. Are there any comments or questions?
To the chair,
Mr. Schaefer?
what is the personal property?
It is a Chevy Silverado and snowplow.
Okay.
Mr. President,
No, just for 85. The 86 is different.
Mr. President.
Mr.
Mayor? With both 85 and 86, we normally pass these with the emergency clause so we can get the items sold immediately. And the reason for that is that, the items are sitting unused and they lose value over time. So by having them sit and wait for the legislative process to go through its normal course of action, we wind up running the risk of getting less for the items in the future than we would if we did it with the emergency clause. So that being said, I'm going to ask for this to be adopted and use the emergency clause to sell the items in both 85 and 86.
Okay, very good. Any additional comments or questions regarding 85? Again, it was moved by the mayor and seconded by Winkle to dispense with the second and third readings for 2025-85. All in favor, say yes.
Yes.
All opposed, say no.
Mr. President, move to adopt.
Second.
Mr. President, move to add the emergency clause so that we may maximize the value to the city for these items.
Second.
It was moved by the mayor and seconded by Winkle to add the emergency clause to 2025-85 for the reasons stated by the mayor there. On the emergency clause alone, all in favor say yes.
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 All opposed say no. It was moved by the mayor and seconded by Winkle to adopt 2025-85 with the emergency clause in place. Are there any comments or questions at this time? Hearing none, clerk, please call the roll.
Swink,
Yes.
Schaefer,
Yes.
Avens,
Yes.
Winkle,
Yes.
Awig,
Yes.
DeVries,
Yes.
Jacobs.
Yes.
Motion carries and 2025-85 has been adopted.
2025-86.
An ordinance approving the sale of certain personal property owned by the city of North Ridgeville pursuant to ORC Section 721.15D.
Mr. President,
Yes, Mr. Mayor.
move to dispense with the second and third readings.
Second.
It was moved by the mayor and seconded by Winkle to dispense with the second and third readings for 2025-86. This particular piece of legislation, I believe, is for a tire machine, a machine that mounts and demounts tires.
That is correct, Mr. President, and we have already replaced that machine, so this one is sitting unused.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Any additional comments or questions? On the motion to dispense with the second and third readings, all in favor say yes.
Yes.
All opposed say no.
Mr. President,
Yes, Mr. Mayor.
move to adopt.
Second.
Mr. President, move to add the emergency clause for the similar reasons to 85 that we just passed a moment ago.
Second.
The motion was made by the mayor and seconded by Winkle to add the emergency clause to 2025-86 for the reasons stated by the mayor. On the emergency clause, all in favor say yes.
Yes.
All opposed say no. It was moved by the mayor and seconded by Winkle to adopt 2025-86 with the emergency clause in place. At this time, are there any comments or questions? Hearing none, clerk, please call the roll.
Swink,
Yes.
Schaefer,
Yes.
Avens,
Yes.
Winkle,
Yes.
Awig,
Yes.
DeVries,
Yes.
Jacobs.
Yes.
Motion carries and 2025-86 has been adopted.
Twenty 2025-87.
A resolution supporting the effort to designate June 2025 as Alzheimer's and Brain Awareness Month in the city of North Ridgeville.
Mr. President,
Yes, Mr. Mayor.
move to dispense with the second and third readings.
Second.
It was moved by the mayor and seconded by Awig to dispense with the second and third readings for 2025-87. Are there any comments or questions?
Mr. President,
Yes, Mr. Mayor.
as you know, last year we undertook an effort to become a dementia-friendly community, which Alzheimer's fits under that umbrella. So we're trying to bring a lot of awareness to the issue. The senior center has, through the organization that they're partnering with, a lot of information about all the different issues that go along with dementia and Alzheimer's. And so this is one of those things where June happens to be the Alzheimer's and Brain Awareness Month. Seems silly to designate this month as it is later in the month, or even next month when the process would normally take it through. So I'm asking for the emergency clause to make this designation.
Thank you.
Second.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Are there any additional comments or questions? Again, it was moved by the mayor and seconded by Awig to dispense with the second and third readings for 2025-87. All in favor, say yes.
Yes.
All opposed, say no.
Mr. President, move to adopt.
Second.
Mr. President, move to add the emergency clause so that we may designate the entire month so named.
Second.
It was moved by the mayor and seconded by Awig to add the emergency clause to 2025-87 for the reasons stated by the mayor. On the emergency clause, all in favor say yes.
Yes.
All opposed say no. It was then moved by the mayor and seconded by Awig to adopt 2025-87 with the emergency clause in place. Are there any comments or questions at this time?
Through the chair.
Mr. Schaefer?
Is this just for this year, or is this an ongoing for every year?
This is just for this year, for June of 2025. We had a similar piece of legislation last year for 2024.
Mr. President,
Yeah, Mr. Schaefer, excuse me, Mr. Winkle.
I just want to say that the work the senior center has done on this is impressive. I applaud it. It's great for the community. It's great for anybody who has this affect their lives with having it or knowing someone with Alzheimer's. They put a lot of work into it. We're one of 7 counties or 8 counties in Ohio that's dementia-friendly, and the only one in Lorraine County. So they've done a lot of good work there.
Right, yes. I agree, and I do recall that, as we talked about this last year, obviously, we're all familiar with Alzheimer's disease and other forms of dementia, but it can be very, it's a terrible disease and very debilitating for the person that's diagnosed, but it's also very difficult for the loved ones of the person who's diagnosed as well, and the caregivers. They say one Alzheimer's diagnosis affects dozens, if not hundreds, of lives. So I'm certainly in favor of the city continuing to talk about and highlight Alzheimer's awareness. I would encourage and recommend that anybody who is dealing with the effects of Alzheimer's in any capacity to please reach out to our senior center, because they do have a lot of resources available that could be very helpful. So with that, clerk, please call the roll.
Swink.
Yes.
Schaefer.
Yes.
Abens.
Yes.
Winkle.
Yes.
Awig.
Yes.
DeVries.
Yes.
Jacobs.
Yes.
Motion carries and resolution number 2025-87 has been adopted.
That'll bring us to second readings. Up first is 2025-79.
An ordinance amending the zoning map of the city of North Ridgeville such that permanent parcel number 070002110101 located at 35544 Lorraine Road that is currently zoned I-2 Light Industrial District, and the portion of permanent parcel number 07000241010109 located at 35600 Lorraine Road that is currently zoned I-2 Light Industrial District be rezoned to R1 Resident District.
Uh, 2025-81.
An ordinance amending ordinance number 2025-61, Exhibit A and Exhibit B, creating the positions of Human Resource Coordinator and Administrative Law Clerk.
We do not have any third readings on our agenda this evening. As far as upcoming meeting announcements, a city council public hearing is scheduled for Monday, June 16th, 2025 at 6:45 p.m. in council chambers. That is to allow an opportunity for the public to speak about ordinance 2025-79, which is currently before council, and we just heard a moment ago under second readings for rezoning a parcel of land near Harvest Ridge Church. And the next regular city council meeting will be on Monday, June 16th, 2025 at 7 p.m. here in council chambers.
Through the chair.
This meeting, Mr. Schaefer?
Can I still say it?
Mr. Schaefer?
I just would like to address the point the mayor made earlier about the concert on the 8th. Spasmatics, I actually saw them last Saturday at Panini's, and I would recommend if you have small children, bring ear protection because they are really, really loud.
Thank you, Mr. Schaefer.